Hey, Dustin Tibbetts here, financial advisor with Jazz Wealth Managers. How you doing today? Everybody good out there? Good. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. We help you keep your dough straight, as the shirt says, and we're a little bit funky, right? We don't do things like normal financial advisors. We're a little bit offbeat, hence the name Jazz Wealth. Well, today I want to talk about adding returns without actually picking a better investment. And this is something that a lot of people that get closer to retirement start to see because we're doing the planning with them. Or if you're working with a financial planner, whatever you're doing, you'll notice that, whoa, there's ways to make more money without actually changing my investments. And I want to share one with you here today. So we're going to use a sample. I'm going to come on over here. I'm going to take a look at Mr. and Mrs. Duke Ellington, famous jazz musicians there. You should be able to see on a screen the 30,000-foot view that, yes, they've got an 83% chance of success based on everything we've put in. They'll likely die with about $700,000 in future dollars when they both die. So where they stand now, they're both 40 years old. I'll actually pop over here real quick just to show you. That doesn't show. So we've got them in here each at 40 years old. They've got a handful of savings goals and retirement goals and things. They'd like to retire at 67. They're going to spend $3,500 a month. They'd like to do $24,000 a year for a nice vacation. Currently, they make $115. She makes $85. Everything in the current column is everything that we've planned for so far. They're not really doing any savings, $6,000 a year towards his Roth IRA. They're trying to boost up that Roth side of things. And this is based on a real person. I just changed the name. Pre-retirement expenses minus their rent. They're currently renting is $3,800. Rent is $2,000 a month down here in Florida. And we've really done nothing fancy for them at the moment. Now, what happens here is, let's say they go, when I retire, how's this going to work? Like, where am I taking my money from? Well, I did something for them here. I put a couple different things in here. Let's take a look. So here's their income tax brackets. This is while they're working, right? You could see very clearly when they retire, 67, they've got a whole lot less income on paper. And this is the part that we want to try to have fun with. How do we keep these numbers as low as possible without doing anything fancy now? In other words, we want to add more money, meaning they'll pay less tax, along the way. So the standard is for most people to go, I'll take a little from each account, right? I got a little here, a little there. I'll play some games, try to figure it out. And that's called a pro rata withdrawal strategy. What that looks like here is if we go down to where they turn 67, they turn 67, they need some income. They got a taxable account, just a basic brokerage account that they use really for emergency savings. They've got a tax deferred, that's their IRA, and tax free, that's both of their Roth IRAs, and then the Roth that Duke is adding to right now. So the way this works is they take a little bit from each one. And sure, we try to play some games there to make it at least a little more efficient, but that's called pro rata, right? So they're just drawing from each bucket. Well, what we want to do is try something different. Like I said, I put a couple different samples in here. Let's say they bleed down their taxable account first. And I put this as standard for them because to me, this is going to be the standard way they do it. So first, we're going to drain down the taxable account. Then we'll go over to the IRAs and old 401ks. Then at the very end of your life, we'll go to Roths. That doesn't sound like it's going to work because why wouldn't you want the tax-free money? Well, anyways, if we do this, we find out that they end up with $172,000 more over their retirement life. Not now, over their retirement life. So as they're withdrawing, they're doing so in such a tax-efficient way that there's more dollars left to them. They're not paying the IRS more than they have to. There's that old rule that the IRS sets the rules of how much you have to pay, but how dare you go pay anything extra that you don't have to pay, right? They set the rules. Just go make the most out of the rules that you can. So in this case, we're making the most, somewhat making the most out of the rules here. They got $172,000 extra, and this is what this would look like. When they get to retirement, notice there's no IRA withdrawal. There's no Roth withdrawal. We're draining the devil out of this account until we get to a point where, we need to make up the difference here, right? So now we're blending them together. Now we've got no more taxable account. And in this case, they never really get to their Roth account, which basically just means they could plan for some more advanced things there. But now let's go back. So let's go back and we'll say, okay, the current plan says we're just going to take evenly, mostly, through our accounts there. All right, let's tell it now. We'd like to do what I'm calling the standard withdrawal method. And let's see what that turns out to be. It should add about another $100,000 to their retirement. So we've got, we got the distribution proposal here. I already put it in there. Oh, I did it already. Okay. So I already saved it in there for them. All right. So it's not going to show the difference there. There you go. I'm not going to refilm this. I'm just going to show you. So this is with their distribution proposal in there. If we were to take that out, they'd have $172,000 less dollars. The point being that, is that not a return, right? If I go back here and we go to distributions, is that not a return on their net worth? And I don't know what their net worth is at the age of 72 right off the top of my head, but they didn't have to take more risk. They didn't have to suffer what currently is happening in the stock market, right? This nonsense of a pullback that we're having. If that happens during retirement, big deal, right? We've already added more to their retirement. It makes them, the chances of them being more successful, even that much greater. It means that the Monte Carlo situation that says there's an 83% chance of success, it means that there's only 17% of the time that it can find an extreme scenario that the market, the economy, the individual positions that they have, their withdrawal rates and everything, get them into a little bit of trouble. Anything over 68 is good in this in our software here, so 83 is killing it. In other words, when you get to be 40, 50 years old, 55, knocking on retirement there, don't think about, the buckets are fun to look at, bucket 1 and 2 and all that stuff, but start thinking about how the money's coming out. Have somebody add money to your nest egg, your net worth, really, if you can just withdraw differently, or do the math yourself, work it out. Come on. This is dollars we're leaving on the table. I hate when people pay the IRS more than they should. And with that in mind, maybe there's a little something extra coming for our clients here that we're working on, but I'll leave it at that. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that. A different way to look at it. I appreciate you guys watching here. We'll see you on the closing beat here in a little while, right? 5 o'clock Eastern every day. We cover the stock market, investments. That's really our forte, is how we can adjust, prepare, what do we think the market's going to do, and have a lot of fun with data there. So if you don't want to join for that, maybe you'll hit the subscribe button, all that stuff I'm supposed to say, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Why should you choose Jazz Wealth as your retirement or long-term investing service? Our portfolios are managed by us, not some faceless mutual fund manager. Our private classes will teach you everything about investing and getting your dough straight. Best of all, our fiduciary standard means your best interest comes before ours.